the past meets the machine. Lost Worlds AI.
If every ancient civilization recorded the same event, could it still be just a myth? Why do the Sumerians, the Maya, the Greeks, and the ancient peoples of India tell the same story? They all speak of warnings, messages sent before the world was erased. Who or what was warning humanity of the coming destruction? Across continents, they described the same strange event before the Great Flood. Some heard a voice from the heavens. Others saw visions of light guiding them.
They said the world would fall, but not without a final warning. Today we follow those memories scattered across the world to uncover the truth behind the voices before the flood. 5 continents, yet the same warning appears everywhere.
From the deserts of Sumer to the jungles of the Maya, the same story repeats.
In Sumer, the Watchers were said to warn humanity before disaster struck.
They described beings of light watching the world from the sky. Their texts speak of a final message sent before a great flood erased their world. In Greece, another voice warned them, the rebel Prometheus. He warned humans of a deluge, sent to reset the world entirely. Again, a divine warning that came before destruction arrived. In India, Vishnu appeared at the turning points of destruction and renewal. He warned of ages ending and worlds collapsing into water and fire. The warning came every time an age was about to collapse into chaos. The Maya spoke of the teachers who arrived before the sun went dark. They taught, guided, and warned of a shadow passing over the world. Before the darkness came, the teachers had already delivered their message. In China, Fuxi and Nuwa were said to receive signs from the heavens. They were shown how the sky would break and the world would wash away. Once more, a warning before the breaking of the heavens themselves.
Different cultures, different eras, but the same message repeated again and again. A warning delivered before devastation. A voice carried across the world. These stories were never isolated myths. They were fragments of one truth. If only one civilization remembered, it might be myth. But if every civilization recorded the same warning, it becomes a collective memory. Across the ancient world, the warnings were never spoken with words. Many described the divine as light that carried intention, not speech. Messages arrived through vibration, resonance, and visions of approaching danger. The warnings were often simple and direct, yet delivered without a single word. One message echoed everywhere: leave this land before the waters rise. Many accounts warned of rising waters long before they arrived. Other warnings urged people to build places of refuge in stone and earth.
The guidance often came with exact instructions for survival structures. Some traditions described being shown where the chosen survivors must flee. Knowledge was not only preserved, but delivered through visions of light. Many accounts speak of light itself imprinting knowledge into stone records.
Instructions for building vessels appeared in multiple legends worldwide.
Ancient texts describe receiving guidance on how to build boats and shelters. Some were told to preserve knowledge before the catastrophe arrived. Many warnings came years before the disasters ever took shape. The messages seemed to foresee the future or observe Earth from afar. Warnings repeated the same themes everywhere: danger, movement, preparation. Only a few were able to receive and interpret these silent warnings. Some legends imply the voices came from beyond the sky itself. Knowledge radiated outward, as if broadcast to those who could understand. Often the warnings were tied to stars, cycles, and cosmic alignments.
The warnings were never random. They carried precision and purpose.
Everywhere the message was the same: prepare, survive, and preserve knowledge.
Across continents, the first warning was always the same: leave the lowlands. In Sumer, the warning came before the waters moved toward the fertile plains.
Ancient records spoke of a divine signal, urging movement to higher ground. In China, Fuxi followed a mysterious call toward the mountains above the plains. The call always pointed toward the heights, away from the vulnerable valleys. Greek tradition describes guidance, urging a departure from the low-lying cities. Long before the flood, signs pointed to the highlands as the only refuge. Maya traditions recall being guided toward high plateaus by ancient teachers. Across the world, the same directional message appeared again and again. Scholars link these warnings to sea level changes after the last ice age. But the mystery relays. How did they foresee changes that took centuries?
These warnings appeared long before the waters visibly changed or moved.
Different cultures, isolated by oceans, shared the same first instruction. The message was universal. High places would endure when lowlands vanished.
Something or someone warned humanity long before the waters came.
The legends say humanity was never alone in its earliest days. Many myths speak of teachers who guided early mankind before disaster came. In Sumer, the Watchers were remembered as bearers of knowledge and warning. They did not wish to see their creation vanish without hope or memory. Other traditions say humanity was part of a far greater cycle of renewal. In India, the protector Vishnu preserved a remnant through each world-ending cycle. Survival was not an accident, but a deliberate act, woven into the universe's rhythm. In Greece, Prometheus defied the higher order to protect humankind at any cost. Legends say he suffered because he chose compassion over obedience.
Across the world, myths hint that someone wanted knowledge to survive the coming storm.
Only a small spark needed to remain for civilization to rise again.
Myths emphasize this remnant as the anchor for humanity's future.
These stories insist that guidance came not from fear, but from a will to protect. Creatures from the sky are said to have given warnings long before the flood struck. Some traditions imply a deep bond between humanity and these higher beings.
Others describe a compassion that transcended the boundaries of heaven and earth.
Many stories suggest humanity was part of a blueprint too important to erase.
Some legends whisper of gods who broke the rules to save humanity's future. These rebels were remembered as protectors who risked everything for humankind.
All myths agree that even the smallest remnant was worth saving.
The stories hint that warnings came from watchers beyond the sky itself. And so the question remains whether these were metaphors or memories of real watchers. Many civilizations described strange signs appearing just before catastrophe struck. The first sign was often a sound, thunder without clouds or storms. Tales speak of metallic echoes rolling across the sky, with no source in sight. Some traditions describe winds that screamed through rock long before disaster arrived. Many cultures remembered the sky changing color in impossible ways moments before the chaos. Some describe the sky burning red without fire or storm clouds above them. Others saw the sky turn blue in ways modern eyes have never witnessed. Some myths speak of daylight vanishing, though no clouds crossed the sky. From Polynesia to South America, legends describe oceans retreating far beyond their shores. Ancient Japanese accounts recall the sea vanishing before roaring back with terrifying force. Legends of the Americas describe the same impossible withdrawal of the waves. Polynesian stories record waves receding so far that the ocean floor shone under the sun.
Animals often reacted first, running long before humans sensed danger approaching.
Countless myths speak of entire forests emptying in moments, without warning. Birds rose in huge spirals, as if escaping something unseen beneath the earth. These signs resemble what we now recognize as precursors to giant earthquakes.
Some resemble early signals of supervolcano awakenings described by geologists today.
Others mirror the earliest moments before a meteor impact lights the sky aflame. Some tales evoke shockwaves racing across the land before devastation followed. Even sacred structures were said to tremble, as if reacting to forces beneath the earth.
Strange atmospheric vortices were described across continents in astonishing detail.
The warnings seem to match the signs of nature preparing for unimaginable upheaval. Yet how did ancient people know these signs so precisely across oceans and millennia apart? Not everyone received the warning.
Only a few were called, long before disaster came.
Every culture remembers those chosen to survive.
In Sumer, the one chosen was Ziusudra.
His name echoes as one who heard the call first.
In Greece, the chosen were Deucalion and Pyrrha. Guided away from the lowlands before the waters rose.
In India, the chosen one was Manu.
Chosen to preserve a memory beyond destruction.
Babylon remembered Utnapishtim as their chosen survivor. Even the tribes of the Americas held this pattern. The Chumash spoke of a call guiding them to the sacred mountain. Only a handful received the warning in every culture. They were guided to build arks, stone shelters, and mountain sanctuaries. A chosen few carried the memory, knowledge, and future of humankind. The greatest question remains: where did the calling come from? Some believe the warnings came from within humanity itself. A collective intuition awakening when nature falls out of balance. Cultures connected by the same fear and the same instinct to flee.
Others whisper of a civilization older than history itself. A pre-human age capable of predicting global catastrophe. Sending signals, warnings, to ensure a remnant survived. Knowledge preserved, passed to the chosen few of each region.
Another theory speaks of beings not from this world.
Watchers, teachers, guardians of a fragile species.
Guiding humanity through cycles of destruction and rebirth.
Appearing only when the world stands on the edge of collapse. The most terrifying part is the pattern they share.
Not one culture, not two, but all of them. Each one speaking of a voice descending from the sky. A warning that transcended language, borders, and time.
Something reached out, and humanity responded.
A voice from the sky, heard on every continent.
And its origin remains the greatest mystery of all.
A calling remembered across ages, waiting to be understood again. After the catastrophe, The voices from the sky vanished. The beings who once guided humanity disappeared without a trace. Their presence faded, but the memory remained in stone. Those who survived rebuilt from nothing but fragments of a forgotten age. Their knowledge survived only in scattered symbols and fading myths. The survivors carried only whispers of the world that came before. The sky once spoke, but its messages turned silent. The connection between heaven and earth dimmed, and then vanished. Humanity wandered with only fragments of memory to guide them. They safeguarded what little knowledge remained, waiting for a sign. As centuries passed, the memory faded, becoming myth. But ancient civilizations believed, one day, the calling will return.
If legends across the world speak of warnings, what are we missing? Signs once guided our ancestors through ages of destruction and rebirth.
In a world changing faster than ever, what signals might we be ignoring? Ancient people heard the calling before the world transformed. Could the warning return, just as it once did in ages past? If the call returns, will humanity recognize it this time?
The greatest question remains: will we listen?
The echoes of the ancient call have never truly faded.